Yes, indeed, guys. Welcome back to the channel. It's JayJordan here, and I just got back home from Barclays, where the Liberty played the Seattle Storm today, their fourth game of the season, and I'm happy to say the Liberty did get the win with a final score of 74-63. That moves the Liberty to 4-0. It's the first time they've won the first four games of a season since 2007, and the Seattle Storm fall to 1-3. I preface this by saying the Seattle Storm did play the day before, which was Sunday. They played Sunday in Washington, D.C. at about 3:30. And then they had to play us today, which is Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So we're going to quickly run over the box score, my thoughts, and what to look forward to coming down the pipeline. As always, if you like this type of content, make sure you like, subscribe, turn those noti bells on so you get notified whenever I post. We'll be doing a lot of watch-alongs this season, not only for the New York Liberty, but for all the teams in the W. So make sure you're tuned in and locked in for all the content. Salute. All right, so the Liberty tipped off at around a little after 7 Eastern. The starting lineups for both teams were the same for the Liberty, but was a little different for the Seattle Storm. For the Liberty was the usual Courtney Vandersloot, Sabrina Ionescu, Benijah Laney Hamilton, Breanna Stewart, and Jonquel Jones. And for the Seattle Storm, it was a little different. They went with the same lineup they went with the previous game against DC because Nneka Ogwumike turned her ankle in the second game of the season against the Minnesota Lynx. So she was a game time decision leading up to the game, and as game time approached, they said she wasn't going to give it a go. So the starting lineups were Skylar Diggins-Smith, Jewell Loyd, Victoria Vivians, Ezi Magbegor, and Mercedes Russell. Another person missing from the Seattle Storm was Nika Mule. Her visa situation is still ongoing, so she's allowed to be with the team and be in the country, but I guess the working visa situation hasn't been resolved yet. So we're still waiting on Nika to get that all. Well, we're not waiting on Nika, but waiting on the government and the team and the league to figure that whole situation out so that she can play. She has not played in any of the games yet. So as soon as that gets resolved, she'll be able to get on the court. There was no injuries or anybody missing for the Liberty otherwise. So the game tipped off in the first quarter, and it was a pretty good quarter for the Liberty. They took a 27-15 lead. The three-point shot wasn't falling, but they were passing the ball around, getting to the line, making it difficult for Jewell Loyd. Benijah Laney Hamilton got the assignment on Jewell today, so they made sure that they try to stick with her as much as possible. Liberty were fighting on the rebounds, trying to get every rebound they possibly could, and they finished the quarter leading 27-15. So I didn't really have any complaints there. That's a lie. The only thing I did have was the 3-point shooting. It's crazy. They went crazy on Saturday against the Fever, but started off this game really, really sluggish from the 3-point line. The second quarter was just abysmal. Both teams scored only 9 points in the second quarter. It was pretty bad. Both teams turning the ball over, couldn't hit threes, missing layups. It was just all around bad. I don't know if it was just good defense for both teams or both teams just not really locked in the way they should be. So after scoring 9 points in that first quarter, the score was 36-24. 36-24 in the first half. That's not going to get it done. That's not going to get it done. The third quarter, I was hoping to see more crisp ball movement, less turnovers, but I didn't see any of that. It was more points scored. The Liberty scored 24, Seattle scored 21. Sabrina in that third quarter went on like a nice 7-0 run. She was really driving to the basket, getting into the paint. So she scored, I think it was 2 layups and then hits a 3. And Seattle calls a timeout. I think the Liberty had a lead of about 17-18 at that point. So I thought, all right, cool. Now it's time to put them away. But in typical Liberty fashion, they can never just extend the lead more. It ended up just hovering around that double 18, 15, and it even got down to 11. The fourth quarter, Seattle actually outscored the Liberty 18-14 in that quarter. The starters played probably up to the 3-minute mark in the fourth, and then they put the reserves in, and that's how the game ended, 74-63. We're gonna take a look at the box score, so we can see what the individuals did. So we'll start off with the Seattle Storm and Jewel Lloyd. Jewel Lloyd played 33 minutes, had 13 points on 5 of 17 shooting. She was a beast on the board. She had 9 rebounds, no assists, well, 1 assist. 2 steals, 3 turnovers. So that's a win for the Liberty in their book. If the Liberty can hold her to 13 points on 5 of 17 shooting, I think they would take that 10 out of 10. She was a minus 12 in her minutes. Mercedes Russell had 33 minutes played, 8 points, 2 rebounds, which is not good for a center. She had 2 personal fouls and shot a minus. She was a minus 16 in her minutes, which isn't good. Ezzy Magbegor, 12 points, only had 5 rebounds, 2 blocks though, and had 4 fouls, a minus 9 in her minutes. Skylar Diggins-Smith played 28 minutes, 8 points, 3 of 13 shooting, which isn't going to get it done. 0 for 4 from 3. Had 7 assists though to add, but had 4 turnovers. Sammy Whitcomb off the bench, 11 points on 4 of 11 shooting, 3 for 9 from 3. You know, that's what she's in the game to do. She's in the game to shoot threes. Had 4 rebounds and 4 assists and 4 fouls. Jordan Horston, 2 points, 1 of 4 shooting, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 3 personal fouls. Victoria Vivians, who got the start, played 18 minutes, had 9 points, 2 of 3 from 3. Had 7 rebounds and 2 assists in her minutes. Dulcie Fanka-Meggiaru didn't score. Kiana Williams only played a minute and 43 seconds and didn't score. They shot 34% from the field, 25% from 3, 64% from the line. Now, for the Liberty. Sabrina Ionescu led the way, 34 minutes, 20 points, had 8 assists, only 1 rebound, did have 5 turnovers. There was a pass that she tried to pass in the middle of the paint that had no chance of going to anybody, and it didn't go through. But she was a plus 21 in her minutes. But Nia Jelani, continuing to be the defensive workhorse for the team, played 33 minutes, 13 points, 4 of 9 shooting, 3 rebounds and 4 assists for her. Brianna Stewart, 16 minutes, 7 of 18 16 points, 7 of 18 shooting. Didn't hit any of her threes. 0 for 6. That was the story of the team. They got hot on Saturday and they could not hit one today. She did have the double-double with 11 rebounds, 3 steals, had 2 good blocks, and it was a plus 16 in her minutes. JJ had 16 points, 8 rebounds today, 2 blocks, and it was a plus 4 in her minutes. Courtney Vandersloot, we're gonna have to start having some tough conversations about Courtney. She had no points, only took 1 shot and missed it. Had 4 assists, so she didn't even get like high numbers of assists. Had 3 rebounds, 3 turnovers, and 4 fouls. Kayla Thornton, 7 points. She took a hard screen and fell. But she got up. She's tough. Really was getting after the boards. They had 3 rebounds, plus 7 in her minutes. Niara Sabali didn't score today, didn't even attempt a shot, but she had 4 rebounds. She also had a block and a steal. She's been doing her thing on the defensive end, which is helpful, and was a plus 7 in her minutes. Kennedy Burke, after playing well on the road, the 2 home games, I don't think she scored. No points, 0 for 2, 0 for 1 from 3, had 2 rebounds and an assist, and it was a -9 in her minutes. Leonie Favich had 2 points. She beat the buzzer. I think it was the first quarter buzzer or the second quarter buzzer she beat for a layup. 2 points, 1 of 3 shooting, 0 for 2 from 3. Only 1 rebound, and the turnover was a -4 in her minutes. She did have 2 personal fouls. And Marquisha Davis, she only got the last 1 minute 43 of the game, so I can't even count anything. I can't take anything away from that. No points, don't have any stats, and that's how she ended. So the Liberty shot 41% from the field, 13% from the 3-point line. 13%, which is not good. But they did shoot 95% from the free throw line. They missed 1 free throw. I think Stewie was the one who missed the free throw. So for the rebounds, they out-rebounded them 29. Oh, sorry, excuse me. They out-rebounded them 36 to 34. As a whole, the assist numbers, 18 assists to 16 for the Seattle Storm. 7 steals to 8 steals. The 8 steals are by the Seattle Storm. And the Liberty, I had 5 blocks to the 3 blocks from the Storm. Yeah, so it says the Liberty had 18 total turnovers, and Seattle had 17 turnovers. So I think that was more accurate. 18 turnovers in a win. We got really lucky there. We got really, really lucky there. So that's something that we definitely need to improve on. A team that's been playing with each other for a year now, but besides the bench players, the starters, shouldn't be having so much miscommunication. It's like Vandersloot had a double dribble, excuse me. People just trying to force the ball into areas where they should not be forcing it. I don't understand what the issue is there, but they need to get that corrected fast. So about Vandersloot, we're gonna have to have a conversation about her as our starting point guard. There's no reason why you have 0 points on 1 attempted shot and you're having as many assists as turnovers. If this keeps continuing, we're gonna have to put Sab at the point and have somebody else slot in at the 2 and have Vandersloot run the bench unit, because when we get to playing the harder teams like the Aces, or even like a good defensive team like Connecticut or something, where we can't be having somebody being sloppy with the ball. So that has to get addressed as soon as possible. All right, so those are my takeaways from the game and the box score. Liberty get the win, even though it was an ugly game. They get the win, but we still have things to improve, and there's still progress to be made in order for us to be the champions that we want to be. All right, so coming up for the Liberty, the next game is on Thursday against the Chicago Sky. The Chicago Sky beat up on the Liberty in the Liberty's first preseason game this year, beat them by I think 40, almost 50 points. So I know the Liberty want to get their lick back, for lack of a better term. So that game is at 7 p.m. on Thursday. I will be at that game, so there will not be a watch along. Just as FYI, that game will be shown on Amazon Prime Video. I'm not sure if they're going to be showing it on local channels here in the New York area, but the game will be on Prime Video at 7 p.m. Eastern. The Sky, I don't think the Sky have a game until then. Let me look at the Sky schedule. The Chicago Sky, that's their next game as well. So the last time they played was Saturday. They don't play again till Thursday. So they're probably really sitting there and scheming and prepping to play us. So we need to be ready from the get-go to match their energy and even exceed their energy. Hopefully the 3-point shot comes back, because today was not a good showing from the 3-point line. But we shall see what happens on Thursday. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. As always, leave your thoughts, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought about the Liberty's game. What do you think needs to change? What do you think needs to stay the same? And what are your expectations for the Chicago game? I will be doing a watch along when as I release this video on Tuesday morning. I will be doing a watch along later today. Looking at the poll right now, it looks like the Sparks and Mystics game was actually in the lead, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so as of Monday night, it looks like we will be doing Sparks and Mystics for the watch along on Tuesday, which is the day you should be watching this. Tuesday, May 21st. All right, guys, so make sure you join in on the watch along. Always leave a like, subscribe, turn those noti bells on so you know anytime I post. And until next time, people, I'll catch you. Salute.